Bernie. Okay, this chapter.
Chapter 1049.
1049. Yeah.
1049.
Okay. As I predicted. This is the chapter. Kaido's gonna get knocked out, right? 1049. Alright, but you know what? Maybe not that big of a prediction. Okay, like it was like I said, the whole chapter felt like set up for a big KO. Alright?
For sure. Yeah.
For a second, like a couple of pages, like I thought like maybe Kaido was gonna tank that punch. Like it kind of looked like it for a little bit.
Yeah, no, yeah, it did definitely look like that. I thought he was gonna tank it, and I would have been happier if he tanked it, but I think
No. I was a little worried because that
you're
meant
a little worried.
I was worried because I was like, oh, maybe my theory of awakening is not gonna be correct. But no. Like Kaido got knocked out right now, so we're still on track.
Knocked
We're
into
still
the
on track.
ground. Knocked into the ground.
Well, as he was falling, he had whites in his eyes. So like that's pretty much KO. That's him being KO'd, I think.
Okay.
Yeah, so I'm happy. That was a pretty cool punch. Pretty good. Yeah, I'm pretty happy with this chapter overall.
Yeah?
Yeah, overall. I sense that you're not as happy.
I don't. Okay, until next chapter, we'll see. Then I'll start saying I'll start running my nuts. All right, okay, like, because honestly, this is the cycle.
What cycle?
I don't know. It just felt like a repeat, like a rinse and repeat
Of like other arcs?
of other arcs. Yeah, they just like of them winning, and like I didn't feel like it was really like.
But Fernie, that's what I'm saying though. That's what I'm saying. Of course. This is too, like, Luffy just winning by like one big punch. It's just not that satisfying.
Yeah.
Not that satisfying. I've said before again, like Luffy defeats the villain at the peak of drama. When at the last possible moment to save everyone. Everyone that he's saving needs to see that Luffy is saving them, right?
Right.
Everyone needs to see that Luffy is a savior. That's the way it always goes. You can go by any arc, right? You can look at Skypiea, you can look at Alabasta, you can look at Thriller Bark. Just name an arc, and every time Luffy saves a town, like I don't know, Syrup Village. Oh, Syrup Village is an exception actually.
I mean, I'm thinking about Buggy and stuff like that. And like, yeah, you're pretty right. You're pretty on the ball.
Like the villagers need to,
like
Arlong Park, Fishman Island, like all of these, they have to have the conflict resolved in front of the people so that they know they're saved, because that's the most dramatic way that you can write it, and Oda always does things as dramatic as possible. Let's say hypothetically that this was it. This was the final clash, and Kaido has finally been defeated, and the Straw Hat Alliance has been victorious, and that's that.
Weak ass storytelling.
Right? Like, that's just, it's not, I mean, let's not even give it a judgment right now. Let's just say what that would mean, right?
Right. Okay.
So, like, all the people of Wano, all of a sudden, are just, they're like, oh, wow, our prayers were answered when they wake up tomorrow morning, and that's that.
The whole lantern thing, yeah.
And that's that,
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, that's why I was kind of upset. I was like, I don't know if this is the ending.
It's like
I gotta wait until next chapter.
Yeah, it's more like confusion of anything from there. It's like, wait, where do they go? No, they have to see it. They have to have their lives threatened, and it just.
And now it makes sense why the island had to inch closer and closer to the city of Wano, like the flower capital. Like,
I do gotta say,
yeah,
that I am. This is something I was expecting that I didn't see, was for Momonosuke to hold the island Onigashima up for a significant amount of time. Like, it's still, you know what? Not to take away from him, like, that was still an impressive feat. Like,
yeah.
He like, if he hadn't held it up for the short amount of time that he did, that whole thing would have just collapsed, and like everyone would have fucking died. Right? So props to Momo. I expected more of a parallel.
I kind of hoped it crashed. Yeah, I was hoping it would crash, a crash landing. But I feel like it kind of gently.
Yeah,
floated down.
But that's what he was attempting to do.
Okay,
That's fine.
yeah, that's
Like,
fine.
you know,
Yeah,
like,
yeah,
that's
yeah,
cool.
yeah.
That's cool. Like,
Yeah,
I thought that was good. Good job, Momo.
good job.
Like when the chips were down, he saved everyone there because everyone on the island. I don't know if they would have died, but it would. They should have died. I don't know if Oda would have really let them die, but they
No, he was
they
not gonna
should have
let.
died.
There's too many good characters on that island. Come on, you can't let that.
No, I mean in the sense if Oda had let that island fall,
Who would die?
like realistically, quote unquote, realistically,
Yeah.
some people should have died. That was what was at stake. That they would have died had the island fallen.
Hopefully, Law's crew, but
That-
but it didn't happen. It just didn't happen.
you know, I wouldn't even be sad.
Yeah, no one would be sad. No, like fucking Beppo, man.
Beppo again.
Beppo.
Like, bro, he's not even a Devil Fruit user, and he's dying in the water. Like, what is he good for? What is Beppo good for?
Was he actually drowning? I can't remember.
Basically, like, oh
Man's
my
exhausted. Man's too hot. All of a sudden, he has to be carried.
It's like he's literally a worse version of Chopper's Kung Fu Point, and I already think Chopper's Kung Fu Point is lame as fucking hell.
I honestly like when I was first reading it as like a little squat little 14-year-old. I honestly thought Kung Fu Point was
No,
the
it's
shit.
so
It was the
dumb.
okay. Now that I see it, I think I like the where he's all buffed up and a guy. That's my favorite form.
Yeah, well, it's because like Kung Fu Point just doesn't even make sense. Like, how is having really short limbs and a really fat tubular body gonna help you with Kung Fu? That makes no fucking sense.
He's got hands. He's
Like,
got hands.
and I feel like that was just there because some editor or someone at Shonen Jump was like, Oda, people really like to buy Chopper plushies. You gotta make another form of Chopper that we can sell plushies of. And then Oda's like,
What if it's
"Alright,
gonna
fine."
What if it's gonna come back all the way to the One Piece? What if it's actually gonna come back?
No. Man, it's,
All right.
Well, whatever.
Oh, getting back Kaido backstory.
Yeah.
Pretty good.
Yeah,
Pretty
we got,
good.
we got some Kaido backstory.
Yeah, no, yeah.
What did we learn in this backstory?
We learned that Mans had gains at 10 years old. That's what we learned. He rejected working for the world government. I think that's a big.
I mean, he was never supposed to I don't think he was more going to be a slave to the world government, not like an employee or like a Navy person.
So would you say that people from CP0 are slaves or workers?
Oh, that's interesting. Maybe he was being sold to be like a CP0 agent.
Because they
like
are
that.
raised since they're kids, and like that's all they know.
And Kaido did say that, like, that something along the lines of dog of the government.
Yeah.
And that's what the CP, like the Cypher Pole agents are always called, dogs of the government. So, okay. Actually, I didn't catch that. Yeah. I think then they were going to make him a Cypher Pole agent.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Okay. Yeah, that's interesting. Yeah. So they saw him with that kind of potential. Rocks saw him with that kind of potential too. Got him onto...
At 15, yeah.
So, you know that panel where someone is saying like, oh, like, Kaido, come quick. We're going to God's Valley. That was Rocks, right? That was Rocks saying that.
Was that Rocks?
I
No,
think so.
no,
It was a silhouette of a small person.
No, it wasn't just this fat dude?
No, it was a silhouette. Someone at the doorway was telling Kaido to come quick. They're going to God's Valley.
Okay.
Okay, and then after that, we find out that like Garp defeated them all. That's where it happened, God's Valley.
Mm-hmm.
What's interesting to me is that the silhouette. I don't know if I'm reaching here, but it looked to me that the silhouette, the person had a straw hat on. It kind of looked like that to me. It had like a little dome hat, little brim. So I might look at it again, but that kind of looked like it to me. And I don't know what that might mean.
Yeah.
But it's an interesting detail that Oda put in for sure.
Yeah. And then finally, I think the final part of the backstory was Joy Boy being the only one able to defeat Kaido.
That's what which is interesting.
Yeah, I thought that was interesting too, that he... Now it makes sense why he's so obsessed. I feel like, but I still feel like there's still more to it. Like there's still like I need to know like more like why specifically Joy Boy? Why is he so obsessed with this specific character? And they were talking about how Joy Boy is the answer to like whatever, maybe the lost history of One Piece. But...
So there's two things
okay
here about that there's two answers to questions we've had of Kaido. By we, I mean the royal we of the collective fandom. One of them was, why did Kaido say, like, so you couldn't be Joy Boy either? Now we know why. Because if Luffy lost to Kaido, and Kaido believes that only the person who defeats him can be Joy Boy, therefore Luffy's not Joy Boy.
Yeah.
Now that one's simple enough. The second point about that we're learning about Kaido here then is also why Wano was important. Because at some point Kaido says something along the lines of, oh, like, it has to be Wano, it has to be here on Onigashima. And as we learned in this chapter in the flashback, was that in Oden's journal, Oden said that he wanted to open the borders to welcome Joy Boy. So the prophecy was that Joy Boy would pass through Wano. Right? So that's why Kaido chose Wano, and it had to be Wano as his base of operations.
That's pretty good, okay.
Yeah. So, like, those are the 2 points that I thought were pretty interesting that we finally got answers to. A little bit of Kaido. Some more questions I still have with Kaido is, what is his relationship with rocks? Because we've been teased a lot. We've been teased a lot with how, like, first we have Big Mom telling him to join rocks, or asking him about, like, him joining rocks.
No, wasn't it Whitebeard?
In this chapter, we have Whitebeard now.
Yeah. Telling
him, like, oh, you should join rocks. But, like, I feel like those are just building up slowly that Kaido had a really strong relationship with rocks. And this is something I've said before.
Yeah.
Right? That Rocks' death, despite being a notoriously powerful, arguably one of the most powerful pirates of his generation, he just disappears. Like, once he's defeated, once he's killed, presumably, then no one remembers him. No one knows him. And we know that Kaido has that obsession.
Yeah.
Right? That obsession of dying a grand death, because death completes a man. And knowing that Rocks was defeated and then he just disappeared from history, from everyone's collective memory, like, what does that do to Kaido? And why did that definitely had some sort of motivation to him that pushed him to need to be remembered in defeat, in death. Like, he needed a grandiose death that Rocks never got. And I think it's that relationship between the two, we still need to see that. I think it would be most effective if we saw that, or at least a good part of it, still in this arc, while Kaido is the most relevant he's going to be in the story. Right?
Right.
Of course, maybe later when we learn about Rocks, we'll learn more about, like, Kaido's backstory with that, but so it might not happen this arc, but I hope it does, because I'm super curious about this. I'm super curious.
Yeah, I feel that. Okay, so Rocks, where is he? Did he die at God's Valley? Garb could have confirmed that, but he didn't.
Yeah, I don't think
Is he imprisoned? I think that's way worse. As he said, death completes a man. Is he... Well, for sure, we don't know if he's in Impel Down. We didn't see him at all.
Yeah, I don't know. I feel...
It's a very, like, yeah, maybe there is at the Reverend... What's it called again?
Reverie.
The Reverie. Maybe he might be locked up somewhere around there.
I don't know. Like, it's possible, I guess, that Rocks comes back into the story, like, as a living character.
That's not what I'm trying to say, but, like, maybe.
Well,
like,
I mean, if he's still alive now, then Oda will only have that be the case if he's going to become a part of the story.
Yeah.
Directly involved. And I don't know. I don't see that.
I don't see that either.
Really
I don't really see that either.
Especially since he'd be, like, really old now. And, like, even Garp, even though he's strong, he's not
as fast.
He's not as fast or strong or whatever. So having Rocks come back as a weaker version of himself, I don't see where he would fit in with, like, the pantheon of villains that we have right now.
Yeah.
Unless for some weird reason Rocks turned out to be Im, which is, like, a super crazy stretch. I just don't see Rocks coming into this.
No,
that's fine. It's it's stupidly, but, like, we have a list of villains that we need to defeat. And I think adding Rocks into the list of villains to defeat
is just too much for now.
It's too much to deal with. Like, who's gonna fight him in the first place? One, like, not like Luffy has any history with him.
Yeah, that's true. Like,
I mean, Shanks maybe. Shanks might have been there.
The only people, like, that we have to defeat is like Emu or and
Yeah, Emu, Akainu, and Blackbeard. Those are the big three baddies that still need to be defeated.
yep, yeah, I agree with that. Yeah,
Maybe the five elders. Do you think we're ever gonna get a five elders fight?
man, that Gandhi with the sword looking dude, like
Dude, he looks mean. He looks mean.
he looks mean, bro. That's what I'm saying. And then like the other dude with the scar just like going down his face.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah.
come on, you telling me those guys don't have hands? They have it. They have it. They have it. They like what if they're like the previous like fleet admirals or something like that? Like what? Like who? Like I need to like.
They're not. No, because they're celestial dragons. They weren't.
They're celestial dragons, but why? What? But like.
So they were never in the navy. They weren't part of that.
Yeah, but what got them to be so strong? Because we know celestial dragons are just like.
Well,
pussies.
I feel like I mean, they're chosen by Emu, and I think like he's the one who,
I see.
I guess, decides are the five who are going to be the five elders, the ones that he confides in, and it must be a generational thing, I think.
Yeah.
Because there's a lot. I'm sure there's a lot of celestial dragons. So, and some celestial dragon families aren't as important as others.
No, yeah, it was always a hierarchy.
And so the
no matter
five
what,
elders,
no matter what.
yeah, so the five elders are just the families that are most important. The ones that know the true history already, who just follow Emu's lead. And the ones that do his bidding, basically.
Yeah.
So, yeah. I hope we see them fight or see a fight that they had back in the day.
Yeah, I think that'd be really that'd be a great like scene. I don't know, but they have to come out in God's Valley.
What if they were in God's Valley?
That's what I'm thinking right now. Like, what if one of them was in God's Valley? What are the situations they've been in? Like, how much they dabbled like with the past?
Yeah. So they're not really a physical threat now.
Yeah.
But I can, like, as you said, they have a battle scar. So they were.
Yeah, these guys definitely have seen some action.
Yeah.
Some action.
They were throwing hands at some point.
Yeah,
at some point, for sure. And if they were at God's Valley, they could be a big reason why this whole thing became hush hush. The whole incident just got swept under the rug. Because
you think so? Okay.
Because I mean, it was Roger and Garp there, right?
Yeah, I thought it was kind of ridiculous. Only two of them against all the freaking Rocks pirates. Come on.
It was Roger though. It was Roger.
It was Garp too. But look.
But still, like, let's say, like, I would imagine that Roger 1v1'd Rocks. That's what I would imagine.
Come
right?
on, yeah.
And so Garp versus Big Mom and Kaido and Shiki. That's 3v1.
Whitebeard?
And Whitebeard?
Nah, no way.
Like, that's
way.
just too much. That's too much.
Yeah.
So like, I think it could be that the five elders were there, and it was like a very big team up with like the Navy, Pirate, and the Celestial Dragons, a three-way team up against Rocks.
That's crazy. That's a crazy team up, man.
But so an interesting little detail in the flashback too that I want to point out was that Big Mom shows up for one panel.
Yeah,
she's saying that, "Where the fuck are you, Kaido?" Right?
During the fight, or what do you think? Or
no, this is after, because like some villagers are talking about like, "Oh shit, the Rocks pirates got destroyed."
Yeah.
And then the next panel is Big Mom being like, "Where'd you go, like Kaido?
Mm-hmm.
Like, don't fuck around with me. Where'd you go?" So what? Like, did Kaido run away from the fight? Did he see that everyone was losing? Did he see Rocks get rocked? No pun intended. Did he see Rocks get wrecked? And then he was just like, "Oh, I can't bear to look at this."
No way. Kaido doesn't back out. He doesn't back out from a fight. He'll get knocked out, or maybe that's why he started getting knocked out.
But why did Big Mom not know where he went?
It could be. Right now we're speculating a bit too much. I think it could have been like. It could have been before the fight. Yeah, for sure after the fight.
I mean, after the fight.
After the fight, she just might be talking about like after like the whole crew split up. She's just asking. "Oh, where'd you go?" And that's it.
No, she was saying it like, no, she's not asking him. She's basically yelling into the wind, like, "Where the fuck are you?" Like how, like in a way that would imply like, "How dare you leave us?" There's something there. There's something there.
There's a bit more history we gotta find out.
But speaking of Big Mom and Kaido, they both on the ground right now. They both got knocked off the island and they're on the ground.
Big dubs for the Straw Hat crew for sure.
Oh, I mean, this is great.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're saying about like Kaido not on his back.
Yeah, Kaido not being on his back. He did get literally punched into the ground, as you said, in Looney Tune style.
Yeah.
But he's still not on his back, and it's per tradition that the villain is on his back, and the whole city sees.
Okay, I'm gonna poke a hole in my theory right now.
Which in yours or mine?
In mine.
Okay, what's going on?
Let's say that this is the end. Kaido being defeated, not in view of the villagers, and buried into the ground would be a pretty fitting way to make sure that his dream never comes true. What does Kaido want? What is Kaido's biggest dream? To die a glorious death.
Yes.
That is Kaido's. But in this chapter, Kaido gets buried into the ground, defeated, and no one fucking sees it. It's fitting. It's fitting. I'm poking a hole in my own theory. It could work.
It could work.
It could work. Except for one thing. Awakening.
Yeah, we still haven't seen Kaido do his awakening.
Okay.
Unless it could be like his drunken phases, but that's something different. That's something different.
That's something entirely different.
It is. I know that's something right now. Hold up. Like he did set himself on fire. That was really interesting.
That was a cool move.
But not awakening.
It's not awakening.
It's not awakening.
And let me point out, Orochi, I counted him out last chapter, but after this chapter, ironically, me seeing his beheaded head on fire is what's making me believe that he's not actually dead. This is the same sort of paneling that we saw the first time he got his head lopped off. When Kaido chopped off his head, Orochi's face is in the exact same position as he is in this chapter. And like when I saw his head like that, in the first time he gets his head chopped off, I knew like he was not dead for sure. I mean, it wasn't that much of a leap because we already knew he had a multi-headed dragon fruit.
Yeah.
So, but either way, I read somewhere that Orochi's mythical devil fruit is named after this kind of Hydra creature.
Yeah.
That you don't only have to. It's not actually a Hydra. It's like a Japanese folklore or Chinese, something like that.
Yeah.
You have to chop off all the heads and then chop off the tail.
The tail?
Yes. So all of Orochi's head's been chopped off now, for sure.
Yeah.
But it could be that he's still not quite dead. He still has his tail. And again, he's a Zoan fruit user who's supposedly down and out. And we haven't seen Awakening yet. Folks, we have not seen Awakening yet. Until I see Awakening, this fight is not over. This fight is not over.
And I gotta add one thing. Definitely the last chapter, I gotta say, was definitely a filler chapter. Like, it felt like he was stretching it to get to chapter 1050.
Yes. That's
he was definitely stretching it out.
I mean, 1048 had its place. It had its reasons for Oda putting what he's doing, but it did feel like a bit of a stretch.
Yes, it did. Yeah.
Like he maybe one or two less pages of that flashback or whatever on that. It would have been fine. But 1050 is the chapter.
1050, we're gonna see if Kaido's truly down. He's not out for the count. That's what I'm assuming.
This is a tragedy chapter. 1050 is gonna be the chapter of tragedy.
If the curtain closes right then and there, Act 3 is the longest, but okay, fine. I got it.
I think we're gonna see the curtains closing next chapter finally for Act 3.
Yeah.
I'm super excited. I'm super fucking excited. Like this is
same.
And if I'm being honest, even if the arc ended here, it wouldn't be my favorite.
Same here. That's what I'm saying. Like, it's a rinse and repeat, but
it's still pretty good.
It's got we still got one more chapter we're seeing. There's no like at the same time like they're taking an L in front of everyone, the government. Well, specifically the government,
because the government's still waiting in the wings.
Yeah.
And we have the CP0 guide.
He dipped. Yeah.
He dipped out. And he's gonna go tell him like this fight's over. Like, send in the cavalry right now. Send in all the fucking Marines.
Oh, and you think he's gonna go hammies on the boats that come in?
Of course.
Oh, you're hyping me up. Stop.
Like that. Who do you think? Where do you think he's going? He's going over to alert the Navy. Like, hey, these guys are fucking like they just finished their fight. Now is the time to go in.
Of course, yeah.
Like,
Okay, I didn't.
so-
I thought he was just like. I thought he was just pussing out. I really
No.
thought he was just. I thought he was like, that's it. I'm out.
No, because like he knows the fight's over. He doesn't care who won, because whoever won is gonna be in a really weakened state.
Yeah, it's just like just like ranked. You go in for the kill after like they're like, done battling.
You third party.
Your third party. Yeah,
Literally
exactly.
the third party.
Your
They're
third
coming
party.
in.
Yeah.
But then the fourth. Then you got a fourth party coming in.
You know who that is?
Revolutionary Army.
Nah, the Mom Pirates.
Big Mom. Oh, fuck, Big Mom Pirates still got to come in, bro. This is not. Man, this.
And then the
this arc
fifth
is not
party,
over.
as you said.
This arc is not over. But yeah.
It's far from over, in my opinion. It's really far from over. We need at least, I think, minimum 30 chapters. Maximum 40.
It's a lot. It's a lot. But yeah, I think it's gonna be. I think it's gonna. While the awakening is gonna happen, I think it's gonna be mostly just escape after that. They're gonna have to get the fuck out of there.
Yeah, same.
I don't know where the rest of the arc is going. I don't know what that means for Wano. As
We
a
still need to
country.
know what Sabo is doing. You heard like a great. Something happened. It was a tragedy, apparently. But
Yeah,
something
something's
happened.
happening.
Something went down.
We need to know.
So 1050 is a chapter. We can't wait.
1050 is a chapter.